everybody. Welcome back to Cosmic Hearts Healing. Today I'm here to talk about the Leo full moon energy, what's been coming up in myself and in my clients. And really I'm super excited because I feel like I finally grasped the fire energy and what it means to me and how to use it. I've been asking spirits since spring, summer, out of all the energies, everything that I read about fire. And yes, I can read articles, but it never really resonated within me. So I really wanted to get a better understanding of what that meant. And I feel like Spirit has shown me. So I'm just excited to share it with you. And so fire energy, what it means to me is manifestation. It is the fire that fuels us, okay? It is the energy that we receive. And once we receive energy, whether it be thoughts, emotions, something that we're experiencing in the outside world, how we process that energy, how do we fuel ourselves, how do we take that energy that we're receiving, and what do we do with it, okay? This is on so many levels, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in our world around us, the things that we experience with people, there's so many different layers that we work with fire energy every day. And the more and more that we're aware of it, the more and more that we know how to process it, the more and more that we can let go of the toxic energy in our life. Years ago, now that I see the pattern, Spirit was teaching me to let go of toxic energy in my world. Like either ways that I created toxic energy in myself, road rage. Toxic energy that when my kids were trying to sort the dishwasher, how I would be so nitpicky and want things a certain way. And the energy that I was creating when really I just decided, put it in there, let's see if they wash it. If they don't wash, then you wash it, rather than nitpicking, creating tension, creating that environment. So I did this with people in my sphere, whether telling them or not, just trying to pull my energy back, create boundaries, however I needed to do to find that more peaceful energy around me in the world. Okay, so that was probably one of the first steps that I did with working with the fire energy. So if you're carrying lots of anxiety, I would tell you to start there. Then as I was starting there, I was also working on trying to gain more gratitude, more joy. I was trying to recreate the stories I tell myself. That's a lot to do with that fire energy. Okay. If we carry the core wound of toxic shame in us, someone just saying, you mean a lot to me and I really wish you would have been here, that simple caring statement, that could be taken in and processed through the toxic shame, and just the whole story that you can write from that could just be not the story that I was really trying to write. I was just trying to write love and care and peace and joy. But see how the fire energy really works on all the chakras within us, and like healing emotional intelligence, living more in the now, mentally, having your spiritual connection. Like there's so many different layers of trying to work through the fire energy. That's why I think it took me so long to finally grasp it and how it all works together. So if you were a client of mine, this is something that by pulling cards or by getting to know you, by getting to talk with you, I could see where you are and what steps you are in the process, or explain how I did my process and where you're at with trying to manifest your fire energy in a more positive way. Okay, so now that I explained the fire energy, let's start with the chakras. The crown chakra to me, because it's, like I said, even though we're talking about fire energy, all the chakras are key. Okay, so crown, getting to know spirit, getting to talk to spirit, getting to know how spirit talks to you, getting to hear spirit and getting to know your own spirit. What I mean by that, because everyone understands the other way, getting to talk to spirit and how spirit talks to you, seeing the signs, knowing the animals, like all those things. But what I mean by getting to know your own spirit is that when you can listen to lots of spiritual people on YouTube, and while you're listening to them, you can see if it resonates with you and your soul of what they're teaching. Make sure that they're sharing through personal stories, personal experiences, and they didn't just read it out of a book. Because I can tell you, I read Fire Energy for years, and until I asked Spirit to really help me comprehend it and see it and know it, I had to really experience it on all those layers to fully get a grip of it before I can say that I now understand Fire Energy. Okay, so make sure of that. And it's about getting to know your own spirit. Like, I'm an empath, so I had to figure out how to strengthen my empathic gifts. I had to know what it means to me to shield, to protect, how to build up my aura. That's something that I could explain to you during a one-on-one. And then from that empathic gift, I teach a lot of people this, especially if you're an empath or anyone, that figure out a way to get a yes or no from spirit. So I ask spirit, show me a yes. I get this really light feeling. Starts at like the solar, comes up to my throat, almost like they're taking like air. I don't know, it's a cool feeling. So that's my yes. And then I ask spirit for a no, and it's like a heaviness, almost like they're pushing on my chest on the inside. So when I first was doing this, probably 5 years ago, I started asking, should I take the highway to work? Is it the fastest? Is it the safest? Should I take the back way to work? Then I would check my app from my phone, and I would be making sure what they're telling me, because I was building trust, okay? I didn't really have trust with spirit. I had to learn. They had to learn to trust me, that when they gave me, it's just having to learn to trust each other. So then I would check my phone app, the traffic app, and then one day they stopped answering me. I'm like, why aren't you answering me? And it's like, stop checking your phone app. When are you going to learn to trust us? So it's like, okay, get it. So now I use it all the time. If I'm in the grocery store and I go to grab something and it feels heavy, I'm just like, okay, maybe I don't need that today because I'm seeing a client later, or maybe that chicken went through some trauma and I don't want to take in that one, but this chicken's okay for me. Like, I just trust the heaviness and the lightness, and I just go for it. And it guides me all the time. So by me getting to know my own spirit was very helpful. The crown chakra is living in wisdom, living in spiritual alignment, love, peace, trust, faith, honesty, compassion, like all those higher vibrations, okay? When I first started trying to get in alignment with my fire energy, it was basically just trying to feel those higher vibes, trying to reach those higher vibes, trying to like be there in that vibe. But really they are a true guide to you. So if you are feeling distrust isn't a bad thing. It just is a way to show us either something that needs to be changed within us, and I'll go into this a little bit later, or something that needs to be changed in our world around us, okay? So then moving down, we have our throat chakra. This is divine truth, not speaking our truth, because our truth can be opinionated and we can think it's truth and we can say it's truth, but if it's not in alignment with these two, it's not divine truth. And that's how we have a good, healthy throat chakra. So living in divine truth is living in these upper alignments for yourself, self-love, and other people. So even when other people's wounding comes at you, you can create a boundary for yourself, self-love, and you can give them compassion and understanding at the same time. It's a very fine balance to find in life. Throat chakra, that goes down to your heart chakra, healthy emotions, self-love, love for others, compassion, understanding. Once these are in alignment, your heart opens up, and then you got the solar plexus, courage, creativity. So courage to be yourself, courage to speak those tough conversations that sometimes you got to have with someone, courage to speak your truth that, hey, I do have trust issues. This is me. It's a part of me. Okay. So trying to find someone who will let you be you, and do that. Creativity to say, hey, I learned access bars. It's awesome. But being okay to say, Spirit showed me it another way. Spirit showed me it this way. So this is the way that I want to explain it, even though I don't teach it certified, just explain it to my clients. Okay. So, but it's okay to be creative. It's okay to be your own. Not having to do everything by the book if it doesn't resonate with you. But it's still in alignment with Spirit. So then the sacral, which we're going to talk about today. The sacral, which we're going to talk about. Hold on. Hopefully I can come back. Okay, sorry about that. The doorbell rang, so I had to go get it. So I'm hoping I remember how to piece these back together. So the sacral, which we're going to be talking about today, because it is desire, it has to do with that energy too of Leo, the fire energy. It is our desire, healthy desire. I used to have unhealthy desire by seeing red flags and being so optimistic and so positive that everything's going to turn out fine, that I would let people into my world that maybe weren't showing signs that they were healing and working on themselves, and it would teach me a life lesson, which was really helpful for me. So I don't question anything that I've done in life. Very blessed for that, because it brought me to a place of learning healthy desire. On the flip side of that, there's people who mirror to you the opposite, who they can break boundaries. They're not worried about, what's right or wrong. Let's just say drug addiction, anything on the other end. Like if you're supposed to be in an honest relationship that's faithful, they will have no problem crossing that line, where these people are they are kind of, if you have unhealthy desire, can tend to be a perfectionist and kind of seek too much perfection. I was there. That's how unhealthy desire played out in my life. Okay. So that could all be coming up right now in this Leo full moon for you to see and face. But it's always a good idea to see if be aware of that and be open to that, and always check in with yourself during that. So then we got the root chakra, feeling safe, secure, finances, like all that good stuff. Okay. So, chakras really fast. So then from that, we got the meridians, carry the energy all over your body. I like to discuss fear, guilt, and shame. First, most people receive energy through their aura with their left hand, give with their right. When I'm in an energy session, I can hold crystals here. I can feel the energy coming in. I can give here. Okay, so fear, guilt, and shame sit right here. So we're talking about how we process things, how we take in fire energy. What say we take in fear, guilt, and shame from my own mental thoughts. Okay, I have a fear coming up because I'm wounded and I have trouble trusting. Okay, so I have a fear coming up. So that fear comes in to the meridian, goes up to the nose. Okay, before Jenny had a spiritual connection, I couldn't send it up. Okay, I couldn't have wisdom to live in alignment with trust because I didn't have that spiritual connection. I didn't have proper discernment. See, all these lessons in the third eye, I had to clear out. I had to learn. So depending where you're at, what will be magnifying to you right now during the Leo full moon is going to be different. So I had to get proper discernment. I had to learn how to trust spirit. I had to learn how to trust myself. All these lessons that sit here in the third eye, but really affect you in your lower chakras. Okay, so say the energy comes into the nose, it can't go up. It's going to go down to your gut. Okay, it goes down to your gut. It causes blockages, it causes anxiety because say I'm not trusting. Okay, old Jenny, distrust. I don't have proper discernment. I don't know what to do with it. I don't have a spiritual connection. I can't ask if I should trust. It goes down to my gut. I'm going to overthink it. I'm going to feel all this distrust. I'm going to build up anxiety. I'm going to build up fear. And I'm just going to sit with this for days, weeks, maybe even years, maybe even my whole lifetime of just carrying around this energy and then in time, not knowing where it's coming from, why I feel this, why I don't feel connected to myself. Okay? So now distrust can come in, rather it can be a feeling or a thought, not something not something that I'm seeing in the outside world. I'm going to do a feeling or thought. It's going to come in, go to the nose. It's going to go up, proper discernment. What has this person showed me in the past? Are they working on themselves? Are they wanting to change and shift? Have they proven to me that I can trust them? Like anything. Proper discernment. Do I need to create a boundary? If I'm just, not sure, let's go back up to spirit. Spirit, is this something that I should have a reason not to trust right now? And if I get from spirit trust, then I know it's my wounding, because it's a part of who I am. Okay, for now, I'm still working on trying to trust. Even though I trust spirit and I trust myself, I still get these thoughts coming in because I don't honestly trust everything and every person around me. So of course I'm going to experience distrust. So I don't want to block off that feeling, and I don't want to block off that emotion, because it is like a gift of what needs to be healed or fixed or shown. So sometimes it is my wounding. So check with spirit. Oh, it's my wounding. I can let that go. I can process that. I can tell my thoughts. Spirit tells me to trust. Let it go. I don't need to worry about it. It's my wounding coming up. It doesn't follow my gut. I don't have that anxiety. I don't have that fear. I'm manifesting healthier, abundant energy within myself. Okay. Same energy comes in. Goes up to the nose. I go up, discernment, there might be a reason not to trust this person in the past, let's check in with spirit. Spirit says, ooh, yeah, you have a reason not to trust this. Well, I certainly know I trust my spiritual connection. I certainly know that I trust spirit. So I'm going to have to ask spirit, show me more, guide me. What do you want me to do? Which way do you want me to go? Can you show me? What is there not to trust? How? Show me. And I trust spirit, so even if I'm not trusting something going on right in front of me, or there's something unhealthy trying to be shown to me, I can still not carry that fear and anxiety and all that stuff inside of me, because I trust spirit. I trust spirit wants me here. I trust my alignment. I trust that spirit's going to show me. I trust that truth is going to be shown to me. Okay, so that's manifestation of the fire energy. Same thing if someone shows me something I shouldn't trust. Say I see something or someone's doing something behind my back and it comes to light, and old Jenny, maybe peacekeeper Jenny, used to stuff it down and not say my piece, and now I'm like, hey, I will try to balance that. So this is where the toxic shame, this way, like if someone does something, if someone gives you fear, guilt, and shame, and you're living in alignment with spirit, you're living in alignment with integrity, like all those upper vibrations, and that they're either judging you from their lens and not from who you truly are, as long as you're being in that alignment, speaking divine truth, not ego truth, then you have to then give that energy out. You cannot give fear, guilt, and shame, because then you're still putting it in your aura. So you have to balance it of giving myself self-love. Hey, I'm sorry you judged me that way. That's not what I meant. I'm going to assume it was from your wounding. I don't say this, but I'm going to assume it's from their wounding that they're acting that way. I'm going to maybe speak my piece of, hey, that's not what I meant. I hope you should know that that's not me. Don't judge me like that next time. Or however I speak my piece to try to not create that karma again. Okay? So it's like all a balance of taking an energy, even if it's negative that you receive from someone, not being a peacekeeper and stuffing it down, and not giving fear, guilt, and shame out to someone else. It's like all manifestation and the fire energy, and how we move the energy that we create or is created around us. That is fire energy. That is manifestation. So hopefully I didn't miss anything. Hopefully I explained it clearly. And if you have any questions, if you would like to have a one-on-one with me, I offer an hour long where I just scan your energy, Reiki if you want to. I just call it energy healing. Scan your chakras, see what chakras off, scan the meridians, because the fire energy, if it's not being processed correctly, it can sit in the jaw and it can sit in the small intestine. So depending on like which part of your body is off, it kind of guides you to what healing that you need done. So I can feel all that, and I point that out to you. And then I offer an hour-and-a-half session that we even go more in depth. Sometimes I pull cards. Sometimes we just sit and talk about everything that came up during the session. Yeah, so if you have any questions or comments, if you want to leave your thoughts on working with the fire energy and what works for you, if you want to leave your comments below. One last thought: we always heal on 4 levels. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and doing the work in the physical or on our physical body. So say I'm manifesting fair in my mental thoughts and I'm feeling fair, it's going to come out to my spiritual aura. It's going to be in my aura. It can manifest on my body. I've had this happen to me where shingles came out all over me. Look up the metaphysical meaning of shingles. It guides you to the mental, emotional wound of fear, hence how we always work together. So if you are feeling like, the easiest one for me to talk about is anger. So if you're feeling anger, you need to ask yourself, why am I feeling anger? You need to work through it on all 4 levels: physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I could seriously go on for hours, so that would have to take place on a one-on-one, but I just wanted to make it known that you're always healing your energies on 4 levels. So again, if you have any questions, just give me a call or send me a text or anything. All right, bye guys. Thank you.